Hello world, welcome back to another CatTheQuest write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through the challenge Jakshu. Let's get into it. During a radio communication interception, you understand we all love C at some point, right? The next day you find a file on a suspicious server. Maybe it is the key to the hack. So if you download the file they give you, you get this Jakshu file over here. Let's go ahead and see what kind of file it is. And it's a 64-bit ELF. Let's go ahead and run strings on it to see if that gives us anything. And you can kind of see it's prompting for a flag here and then giving you a congratulations message if you get it or an oops message if you get it wrong. And we can go ahead and test that functionality now. So it does prompt you for a flag, and we'll just type something bogus in. And it does indeed print an error message if we get it wrong. Let's start our deep dive off by running cutter on our executable file. And notice over here that we don't really have a main function. We do have two functions over here, though, that we can look at, one being this and then one being that. And we can see that this is probably the main execution of our program, for the most part anyways. And we can see that something's happening to this string monji. And if we look closer, we can see that this monji string is being XORed to uvar1, and uvar1 is equivalent to this argument1 right here. And we don't really know what that's going to be. And based off this information here, it's kind of hard to tell. So we're going to go ahead and minimize cutter. And what we're going to do is run Radari2 on our executable. Now, cutter is the GUI version of Radari2, but Radari2 is going to give us some different output. Now that we've done that, let's open up our program for debugging. And what we're going to do is actually print the disassembly of our main function. Now, keep in mind, we didn't see a main function in there, but typically there is a main function with these executables, even if we can't see it in the disassembly of cutter. So we're going to do PDF on our main function, and we can see we got a big blob of text here, and we see some interesting hex characters being defined here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually print all this as decompiled code, and we can do that with PDC rather than PDF. But let's go ahead and clear the screen, and we're going to do PDC on main. And now it's going to look a little bit easier to read. We can see our same hex values being defined over here. And if we scroll down, we see our monji string being defined here. If you look a little bit further down, you can see that EAX is being XORed to something in R13D. Well, we notice that our monji string is right above that, so something is being XORed to our monji string, because EAX is part of the RAX register. And we need to figure out what's being XORed. Well, if we scroll back up, we can kind of infer what's being XORed because we have a bunch of just random characters being defined up here. So what else would these be being used for other than being the encrypted string that's being XORed to monji? So let's take this assumption and try XORing these bytes to our monji string. So we're going to actually take this and copy it. We don't need these two zeros down here. They're not part of the whole variable array here. And we're going to open up code, which is just our Visual Studio IDE. And we're going to do a new text file. And we're going to clean this up into one line so that we can try to decode it. So what we can do is do Control H for find and replace, make sure regex is selected, and we're going to start off by replacing everything up until the space equals space right there. And then we're going to replace everything after the hexadecimal byte. So we're going to do space / dot star like so. And then you'll notice there's some single bytes here. We're just going to throw a couple 0x's in front of those, and you'll see why here in a second. And then we're going to replace the new lines with spaces. So now we just have one hexadecimal string of all those bytes that we saw inside the Radari2 decompiled code. So we're going to copy that, and we're actually going to go to our browser and go to CyberChef. We're going to paste our encrypted hex in here, and we're going to do from hex. And then we're going to search for the XOR operation and drag that into our recipe. And we're going to select UTF-8 since we're typing in monji as a string. And we're going to type in monji, and there's our flag. Now we can take this flag and run our Jakshu program and paste that flag in and verify that this is the flag that we need to solve this challenge. And it does indeed give us our congratulations message. So this flag with this random hexadecimal string in here is going to be the flag that we want to submit for the challenge. So we're going to paste that into our flag submission here and submit. All right, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comments section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.